Hey everybody, welcome back to the VMPPerformance YouTube channel. I'm Justin.
And I'm Rebecca, and behind us we've got Project Snowbird, our 2020 GT500 that we're partnered with Jokerz Performance, and we're taking it to the track for the first time.
The very first time.
Yeah, you've been doing some dyno work, and I'm excited to get to work doing some track stuff.
The car is still on 93 octane pump gas. It's got a tune in it with the rev limiter raised. We know some tricks that we can use at the track if we want to, but this trip is all about establishing baselines.
Absolutely. I'm gonna learn all about the car and how it drives on the track. I've only driven it for a very brief amount of time on the street, and I'm excited to see what it does. Lid off and in automatic mode to see how the car did with the stock gearbox off and with the factory set shift points. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't introducing the variable of me shifting it higher to compare the stock gearbox lid on and the stock gearbox lid off. I'm not sure how it did. I know that the 60-foot was a little slower, and I don't have any explanation as to why that is. Based on what I was doing, I don't know if it has anything to do with the DA. I would assume the DA is getting better, but I'm not positive because I don't know what humidity is doing at this moment. I also don't know what other factors could have played a role in the 60-foot being a little bit slower. It was about 5 thousandths slower, so I am interested to see the data and to see how it did despite the 60-foot not being quite as quick as all the other runs. The car was like a bracket car with the other 60-foot, so it'll be interesting to look at the data and see what's going on. So I went ahead and got the data from Justin, and I'm looking at it. Like I said, it went about 5 hundredths slower in the 60-foot, which translated to about exactly 7 hundredths slower in the quarter mile. It was a quicker run. It went 131.45 to the previous 1080s run was 131.06. So it does not look like having the lid netted us anything. Experienced the same thing in my 6R80 car back in 2010, 2011. It just kind of sucks in the hot air, and while it shows gains on the dyno, they do not translate into gains on the track. So we are going to put the lid back on and try again, see what else we can do. I think maybe this mile per hour might be attributable to the air temp getting cooler. As you guys can see, the sun's gone down. The air temperature in Florida in winter, in all the time, but it's winter now, tends to drop like a rock. and we're not having a whole lot of dew come in yet, so we'll see what it does on the next pass. Control with traction control off. So I went ahead and made the pass without traction control on, it was off, and with launch control, launching at 2800 RPMs like I've been doing all day. It's that 2800 has been kind of its sweet spot, and I'm not bogging on the launch, not spinning, so it's kind of working real well. The car is still 60 footed, about 200 slower than it had been 60 footing all day, and I'm not sure why. It'll be interesting to see the data, but I feel like I really, at least looking at the tach, hit the shifts pretty good. So I'm excited to see in the data log where I shifted, if it agrees with the tach. It looked like I was right around 78. I could probably be a little bit more aggressive, but I'm still feeling this car out and getting really comfortable with it. It's somebody else's car. I don't want to hit the rev limiter in it unnecessarily, so.
We were able to get the car out here in pretty much stock form, race it, data log it, make a couple small tweaks to the tune, but we really weren't after making a whole lot of power. We were after understanding the car, understanding how it works, so as we tune it, modify it, make a lot more power, we know where our baseline sits. And I would say the car worked as intended.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I mentioned on my last pass that I was apprehensive because it's somebody else's car, and I'm feeling really confident about going forward and adding more power and getting this car down the track. You know, it's a fun car to drive, and it's a simple car to drive, so I'm really excited about it. I'm excited about shifting it more aggressively and just continuing to go out there and do more. But it really, I think it was a worthwhile learning experience for me to get comfortable in the car.
And it was really, so as you guys know from the previous video, we brought this car home with a ported blower on it. And we wanted to prove that the ported blower with stock throttle body, stock pulleys, stock intake, everything wouldn't lose any power, and it didn't. The car still 60 footed like it should. It's still ET'd like it should, given the conditions. We're freaking sweating right now, even though the sun's gone down. And now we've got an excellent base to modify the car, tune the car, add a bunch of power, and that's what we're gonna go back to the shop and do with it next.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to see what we do next with this Project Snowbird.
We'll see you later.